Lizika. Pretty, no. She's taking her time. Yeah, at least in the morning she was willing to get up and go out. Of course, I think she knows it's weekend. It's Saturday. We are on our pre-noon walk, and she knows that usually on Saturday and on Sunday we will try to meet Nar to have some morning recreation, as you could see in the previous video. And of course there was breakfast for both of them. So the plan for today is to go to the Koseze pond. Of course Liza will most likely object to such a long distance. I think it's like 7,000 steps to there. What, 4 kilometers, 5 at the most. Not pretty easy. So, we cannot complete, review of the week without mentioning, another protest that had occurred yesterday. So there is a group called Young Youth, young or youth, I don't know, whichever you prefer, for weather fairness youth, something like that. And they staged a protest during which they actually no. Ne, jaz sem punca, jaz sem tečkica.
A punča si, reče se tako pogovarja.
Ja.
Ja, sej vem, kolja, jaz velikrat video gledam v vas. Ja, prav fajn ste. Čisti video, ko so tam na Instagramu, pa veliko je haskijev, jaz se tako smijem. Ja,
Ona je mala mutka.
A mala mutka si?
Reč pa nisem ne mala ne mutasta.
Ja, kaj si zdaj povedala? Pa gremo.
Reč ja.
Pejt, gremo. Ti nočeš biti primeren. Ja, res, ja, se res.
Reč, nobena sme z mano govoriti, če ne dam dovoljenja.
Kaj dobro.
No, pridi. Ja, no.
Ja, super si, super.
No, pejt greva, a lahko hodva. Eko.
Že starejša gospodična.
7 let.
7 let. No, to še ni toliko.
V dobrih letih.
Ja.
V dobrih letih za trmo.
To je taka zrela srednja leta.
Yeah, she needed to talk to the lady. So, this group yesterday staged a protest during which they actually broke into the locked area of Plečnik Stadium. If you recalled, a couple of times when I was in Bežigrad, I showed you basically the outside of the stadium. So it was constructed in 1930s. So I think it was 1930s. So definitely in the interwar period. And after the war, it was basically used, as our primary soccer location for the national team and of course for local team. And unfortunately it has been fallen into disrepair for the last couple of decades since Stožice arena was built. And everything basically shifted to the new sports arena. So it's now a private property, one of Slovenian multi-millionaires. He is actually an owner of this property, and he has been trying to develop the property for some time. So basically he wanted to rebuild the stadium, but also build some additional facilities, including like a business slash living, apartment building complex, plus underground garages and so forth, and of course local neighborhood, well, local population, the LizaTheMalamute, basically neighbors to the property, they can object, and of course they have done that several times, and of course everything stopped. So, and this group has basically broken into this stadium, which was padlocked. So all the gates were closed and chained and padlocked, and they went in and planted several dozen trees onto the soccer pitch, which is now overgrown. So basically their point is that we shouldn't be, that we should basically return the disused areas back to the nature. We need more green space and so forth, which I agree. Oh, dog has some problems. Ja, bo blab naredil. Lizzie, tukaj greva. Ne. She wants to go to the left. We are going forward. I agree. Lizzie, come. And she is being stubborn. She doesn't want to walk, but she will. Even if I have to drag her to the pond and back. So yeah, understand. Yeah, we need green spaces. Yeah. We need, we need to fix the degraded, buildings, areas, and so forth. No problem. But A, it's private property. B, there are plans to, better this location, and people are, objecting. Once again, to the left. And then the additional problem is that part of this Plečnikov Stadium, so let's say the main section, VIP section, the office for judges and organizers and so forth. I don't know really what is the correct English word. So it's actually cultural monument, so it's protected. So this is also one of the main, let's say, difficulties, but not only here with this particular complex, but a lot of with other degraded buildings, because if you cannot actually just demolish them and build something anew, but because they are protected, you under the law you have to basically build it with the original material, using original methods, as they were. And of course this, you have to employ the conservationists, experts, and that costs money, and of course that is a lot of people aren't willing to pay even if they have money. So yeah, and of course police came. They were all of the protesters were basically their details were taken as part of the police investigation on disturbing of private property, and of course also I assume damage to the private property. They destroyed padlocks. But yeah, and I think that this is the same group that had staged a previous entry into the same stadium, I think last year or 2 years ago, when they basically with the same reasons, but then they didn't plant trees, but they were hanging out. They said this area should be turned into like a park, public park, which is of course good idea. Napridi. Napet, ja griva. Niti Džeko. Goldi. So yeah, that's it. Another protest done. But in the next video I will tell you some more about some more protests that had happened this week. Okay, let's end on this point.